Everybody, it's Doom here from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit. And earlier I made this alien terrain for Soolomook 5, or Soolomook 5, Mook 5, the starting planet in my sci-fi campaign. And now we're going to paint it up. So let me get some blue to get started. I'm going to use this soft brush here. It's a plasticky kind of brush. And first I'm going to do all the flat textured surfaces. And the reason I want to do blue is because this isn't the real world. This is an alien world. And I'm not giving you a scientific reason it's this color. I'm not saying it's got like a high concentration of anything. Maybe there's a fictitious mineral that makes everything blue. Maybe there are elements that don't exist in our world that exist on this world. I don't know. I just know that I thought it'd be nice to do something blue. With how weird this is, I could use this as a part of a Feywilds for my regular campaigns if I wanted to, or I could use this as whatever. So let's get all these surfaces blue first, and we'll go from there. The reason I have so many different elevations and stuff on these is because when we play our sci-fi campaigns, like, I guess they're not really Star Wars by definition, they're just kind of sci-fi, but the players in my group tend to be more cinematic. They tend to do a lot more flipping and jumping and sinking points into being able to do that. Whereas in D&D, they tend to be more like plot-driven. And I think it just comes back to the old pacing of Star Wars in the D6 West End system. It seemed like the game pacing on that was designed to be a quicker kind of, even though the system was hard to master, using the pips and teaching it to new people was difficult. It had a good pace. One of my favorite things about the old West End D6 was there was an ability you could use if you had two people that were built as snipers. One of them could give bonuses with their D6s to the attack and damage of the other guy shooting as a spotter. And my college roommate, Paul, and I abused the shit out of that until they quit inviting us to play. They told us they weren't playing, and we thought they had quit. And then we found out they were playing without us. But because they never, even the guy running the game master, didn't know the rules of the game very well. And I'm a kind of a book nerd. And Paul and I sat down and went through the rules and built characters that could be amazing. And in that system, Jedis, there were so few points to spend on getting good at stuff. The way to be efficient was to be a little bit well-rounded and to focus really good on one thing. That was the secret to that system. And we did it. But like the Jedis, they couldn't ever be well-rounded because you just didn't get enough points doing stuff to spend your points to do that. It was crazy. It wasn't a good system it made the Jedi seem kind of weak. To me, in my opinion. Now, I know there were a lot of little books, erratas, I think they were called. They were like paperback books that came out to supplement that system over time and improve it. And it wasn't until they released the 3rd edition Star Wars role-playing games by Wizards, I think it was, I can't remember who they're by. I think they're by Wizards, that they really made the Jedi playable. But in the old West End games, it was weak. A lot of game masters that we knew would give extra points to Jedi players so they could even be competitive to like a soldier type character. Okay, that's basically what we want out of that. I think I see a white sticking out here, though. I want to get that white covered up with this blue. I don't want any white showing. All right, so let's look at these. I'm going to get that brush in the water there. We're going to get a lighter color green of blue. This color is called Award Blue. We're going to dry brush these with Award Blue after I hit them with the air gun. And then we're going to do the base coat of the bushes in Award Blue as well, I think. All right, so let's flip. Is that dry? Let's flip that. Oh, that's got cardboard or tape on it. We'll just use that side. I'm gonna get a big dry brush. And all this is a big soft makeup brush from the Dollar Tree. And I'm gonna get a tiny bit of this blue, like that. There we go. And then I'm gonna, one at a time, come through here, lighten stuff up, just like that. Make it beautiful and vibrant. We're gonna need a little bit more paint. I got that fan going again, but it's running rough. I got it all put together, but it's not ideal. I think it's starting to fall apart again. It's getting louder. All right, so I don't need to lighten that down anymore. I want that kind of stay like that till I get to the final coat. But I'm going to leave this brush out and use this again. Now I'm going to use a different brush to base coat these bushes with this blue. I'm going to use a smaller brush here. And I'm going to find a piece of material to wipe that off on. There we go. So I'm going to paint the bushes with this, and it's going to take a little bit of work because this brush doesn't have a large surface area, but I want some control. I want to be able to, this is too soft. I need something to start a little firmer. Hold on. Here we go. Because I was trying not to do what I just did there and get it on the base, but I did it. This bigger brush is not perfect for a quick paint job. Let's paint all three of those bushes that color. All right, all right. You gotta turn that fan down so it doesn't fall apart. All right, that was on the lowest setting, never mind. All right, so I got my bushes kind of painted up. Now I want to do my the sides of the rock structures, and I wanted to make a blue-gray for that. So I'm just going to get that blue I have there and some elephant gray and mix a color. Something like that. And let me get a brush. Where's that one brush I had? That would work good. Maybe. Maybe it would work good. Okay. So, Lady Doom's favorite color is blue. So, if I want to get her sold on the idea, because she's the one who doesn't want to play Star Wars. She wants me to do a Western one, and I have no resources for a Western one in my system yet. It would be pretty easy to convert a Western system, but I have a lot of debates of how I want to handle magic in a Western system still. And that kind of makes me hesitant. I mean, I have some ideas, but they're not what you'd call solid plans. They're more of just thoughts I've had. Now, how Star Wars works, it works very similar to Tomorrow Comes Doom. Instead of classes, you have focuses, which are essentially optional feat trees that come with certain things you get as you progress through them. And how you progress through them is every 25 adventure points in Tomorrow Comes Doom, you hit a tier. And in each tier, it unlocks new things. And you can spend your adventurer points on talents, which are what I call feats in the system. You can spend your adventure points on talents, and there's tier requirements, and sometimes there's prerequisites. And it sounds difficult, but it's actually a very streamlined system that once you learn it, you can make characters and upgrade characters very, very quickly. There are some issues that I'm working on, but ultimately the system's working pretty well. There are a couple things I have not figured out how I want to do. And I think there's a lot of talents that I made that are kind of generic talents that I plan on getting rid of in the long run. They've run their courses being it would be better to have more focuses and less free build talents, even though the system was initially designed specifically so you could just build whatever the hell you wanted, pretty much in any system. But then you find balance issues as some players become significantly wise on how to build, and some characters kind of lag behind just being role players. Well, it creates an enormous deficit in power in the dynamic of your group. And also, because of the spell economy, someone who's really smart and spends their points on just certain things to get, like, really broken on some things will blow away someone who's built into, like, a caster focus. They'll pass them up in the early game, and I've tried to find a balancing mechanic for it, and I've just not been able to really figure that out exactly. So there's some issues. And as we play test the games more, and really it doesn't matter which system I'm play testing in, what matters is that I'm getting people playing different types of classes and stuff. And well, they're not classes, like I said, they're just feat trees that you can put points into. But I need people to try the different feat trees out so I can collect data to make good choices about the balancing. And until I have about 2 more real playthroughs, I won't be ready and happy. At one point, we had planned on having it out in November of 24, and then I was like, you know what? Don't half-ass stuff. You know better than that. Do it right or don't do it. And then, plot twist. Now for the caps of those mushrooms, what we're going to do, we're going to get this hideous periwinkle color. We're going to paint the whole tops of those, and I'm not even worried about the bottoms too much. So just get the tops of these a little bit roughly. Let some of the lines and some of the black show through. Okay. These don't have to be perfect. I promise, perfect is overrated. You want to make sure you get the sides, but don't worry about the underneath. That's not important. Because they very well might be black underneath, who knows, or whatever color they are. Okay. Now we're going to air gun these. +5 hot air gun and burning. Now, get a lighter blue than that. This is China blue, much lighter. And get a soft brush. Something's kind of flattish on the end. And since these are my fictional made-up plants, I can decorate these however I want. They're a fungus. Who knows? Maybe they're space mushrooms. Maybe they're mookshrooms. Since this planet's, you know, Soolomook. Now I'm going to use hot pink to make an obnoxious contrast on the berries on top. So let me get a little brush. That'll do what I want. And obnoxious, just as I'd hoped. Now we'll have to come back and do the teal on the bushes. And hope it wins. So next time I make these, I'm going to make these separate from the base and make these on like little 3 parts of just these. If I ever do something like that again, so that I can use them on different planets with different colored grounds and stuff like that. Mixing them into this theme, putting too many things on one deal makes it less pieces, but it makes it less modular. And that's something I didn't account for as I was coming into this project. So keep that in mind, that that's something you want to think about. Well, this color here is called Tuscan Teal. And what we want to do is we want to sloppily kind of hit these bushes with it. You don't need to hit every square inch. Okay. Then we'll hit these with the air gun. If nothing else, at least during this, we've gathered a couple techniques and some ideas of how we can theme alien planet stuff. I learned that the plants need to be separate. Pardon me. So the last thing we need to do is to dry brush a lighter teal. This is called Laguna on those bushes a little bit. And I only really plan on using these until we get off that one planet. So I'm not going to put an enormous amount of effort into, oh, that's way too much on there. I just borked it up bad. Oh, well. See, that's what I was trying to do, is that. All right, I have one more thing I'd like to do to these. Let me dry them off. Dry those bushes off one more time. Now, mind you, we my head just farted out. Never mind. Don't worry about it then. I guess I don't know what I'm talking about. Ignore me. What the hell was I thinking? I cannot remember. Where's that brush? We'll use this brush. No, that one sucks butts. We'll use this brush. All right, something like that. Just so it has a different color that kind of pops. It makes it feel even more weird and alien. I really like that color scheme there, that teal and the orange. That might be the next swoop bike. Or a speeder. A couple speeders, have like a speeder chase. That'd be cool. We did that before. It was fun. I think I gave my speeders away though. Like speeder cars. I think I gave those away. Kept one speeder bike or swoop or whatever. You know what else is cool is staps. Those little things that the battle droids fly around on. I had made a couple of those, but they weren't very sturdy. Really digging that orange. I don't know why. Now, when I talk about overpainting and not being sure what something adds to a model, this might be an example of that, but we'll see. All right, cool. So there they are. They got plenty of line of sight and they got elevations. They're not overly fancy, but they're different and they're going to stick out and people are going to realize it's an alien world of some sort as soon as they see it. You could probably do like a gray dry brush around some of the edges to make some of them pop. We could do that real quick because I still have that brush out. We don't want to go overboard though. So we could kind of just hit just some of the spots here up on the tops. We don't go overboard or do too much there. Here we go. It doesn't add a whole lot, but it definitely added some depth. So there they are. That's our alien world. Here's a miniature. So you can kind of see what kind of scale we're dealing with here. I can hold that up so you can kind of see how he does on there. So, you know, there'd be some climbs or jumps involved, but you could use this to add not just line of sight, but elevation. This could be configured in multiple ways to become a cool ambush spot. Be something like that. Party's coming from this direction. You got a dude here, you know, maybe turn this one around. You got a dude there using that as cover, whatever, you know. You could just do all kind of shit with that. Something like this. Silly and weird, but sticks out. So anyways, I'd like to thank you guys for taking the time to hang out with me today and checking out this video. This is just a dumb idea I had, and it worked out okay. And I'd love to see what you guys come up with based off of it. I think in the next episode, I'm probably going to do a vehicle or something for sci-fi. But the train's a lot of fun, too. Earlier, I had a ton of fun making that swoop and that little inductor. And maybe I'll do something like that again, too. I don't know. But anyways, please like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell icon, leave a comment, and do all the things that please the algorithm space wizards. Go to the website. Buy some minis if you can. If you can't, no judgment. Come to the Discord and hang out with us on the Dungeon Swag Discord and play some video games and such. I'm playing some Baldur's Gate 3 right now. So anyways, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.